Okay, good morning. Good morning. We're going to ask you to please take your seats. The ceremony will begin shortly. And please silence your cell phones. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may have your attention, please, so we may begin the ceremony. My name is Zelda Harris, and I serve as the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs at the Law School. I draw your attention to the processional that will be led by the members of the School of Law faculty and members of the Dean's Party. President Rooney, Provost Callahan, officers of the university, guests of honor, members of the faculty and administration, candidates for graduation, family and friends, welcome to the annual commencement of Loyola University Chicago School of Law. Will everyone please stand as the Loyola Wind Ensemble plays the national anthem? We ask that you remain standing until after the invocation is given. It's now my privilege to present Reverend Jerry Overbeck of the Society of Jesus, our law school chaplain, who will offer the invocation. Please remain standing.
Let us all bow our heads and pray. God of all people, all powerful and all gentle, God of justice and God of mercy, we assemble here at this law commencement, conscious of the countless ways you have blessed us. Thank you for the mysterious and precious gifts of life and health, for blessing us with minds to think and question and explore the interrelationships of all that is, for blessing us with hearts to feel for your people, especially those closest to us and for those most in need, for blessing us with spirits to sense more than meets the eye, the stomach, the touch, wonderful as these all are. Thank you for all those who have challenged us and supported us over these years, who helped us to make this graduation possible. Especially in this situation, we remember and celebrate that we have you and many others to thank. And so we stand conscious that we are blessed and grateful to the giver who has lavished us with so much. May our finding you in all things, O God, engender in us a spirit of gratitude and a spirit of loving service with the gifts you have given. In all of this we pray for your greater honor and glory, O God of us all. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. It's now my honor to introduce to you Dr. Joanne Rooney, the president of Loyola University Chicago, who will offer a few words of welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
On behalf of the students, faculty, staff, and trustees of Loyola University Chicago, and on behalf of our worldwide network of alumni, family, and friends, I welcome you to the 148th annual commencement of the university. I especially extend warm wishes and sincere congratulations to everyone at the School of Law, to Dean Kaufman, faculty and staff, and especially to all our graduates, families, friends, and loved ones. This is an exciting day. It is a rite of passage steeped in history that marks a clear dividing line, an emotion-filled ending, but also an exhilarating, boundless beginning, a commencement. It is now my pleasure to present Professor Michael Kaufman, Dean of the School of Law.
Thank you, Dr. Rooney, Provost Callahan, university officials, faculty colleagues, honored guests, graduates, families, and friends. Please allow me to add my warm welcome and my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. This is truly a day of reflection, of joy, and of gratitude. As we reflect together on all of your hard work and all that you've done to get to this joyous moment, let us together be grateful for the blessings of your enduring, powerful, and loving relationships. Each one of you has been supported every step of the way by your families. We share today your gratitude for your parents and guardians who have made your journey possible. Let us also thank your spouses, your fiancés, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties and uncles, your nieces and nephews, your grandparents, your grandchildren, and your godparents. And let us also together take a moment to reflect on those who could not be with us today in person, present here physically. They are with us, as we know, in spirit as well. We are grateful for them. They are an enduring source of love and support for us all. As Pope Francis teaches us, each and every one's existence is deeply tied to that of others. Life is about loving relationships. In fact, our most recent discoveries in neuroscience, psychology, and even behavioral economics confirm that loving relationships are not only indispensable to happiness and well-being, they are that for sure, but they're also vital to the construction of your professional knowledge, skills, and values. Skills like empathy, respect, and kindness are sometimes today belittled as soft skills, but we know there's nothing soft about them. They are critical to your professional success to distinguish merely good professionals from truly exceptional Loyola professionals like you all. Some of you have studied in Chicago, some in Rome, and some online. Some of you today receive a Master of Legal Letters, some a Master's of Jurisprudence, and some a Juris Doctor degree. But all of you have been inspired by kinships with each other and with your faculty to become caring and collaborative critical thinkers and innovators who quest for knowledge of the law, actively pursue justice, transform your communities, and yes, build rule of law structures throughout the world, throughout our common home. And as you already realize, those kinships include our wonderful alumni family as well. Our alumni have counseled you, they've taught you, they've mentored you, they've helped you to find careers, and supported you with fellowships and scholarships. We know that like those who have gone before you and helped you along the way, you too will continue to keep your Loyola family close to your hearts. But friends, Pope Francis also reminds us that when you go forth and continue to grow in responsibility and impact, you must also grow in tenderness. Yes, tenderness. As the Pope teaches, tenderness is not weakness, it is fortitude. It is a love that comes close and becomes real. It starts from your heart and does reach your eyes, your ears, and your hands. It is love overflowing with small gestures every day of mutual care. It makes itself felt in every action by you that seeks to help build a better world. As students of this great law school, as members of this great Loyola family, you have learned lifelong habits of mind and of heart that will not only help you to become exceptional professionals, but also help you to build a better world through loving relationships based on tenderness with your families, your classmates, your colleagues, your clients, your communities, and also with perfect strangers. So graduates, we have not just prepared the path for you, we have prepared you for the path. We know that you allow us, we hope you allow us to keep walking with you as you continue to be inspired by our mission to care deeply for each other and use your talents, tenacity, and tenderness in the service of and with others. Graduates, the arc of the moral universe is indeed long. It's long. But we all have great faith that the arc does bend toward justice. And we have that faith because we have great faith in you. We know that with the loving care of your families and of your extended Loyola family as well, you will continue to work to bend the arc of the moral universe toward justice. On this day, therefore, we all have so much to rejoice about and so much to be grateful for. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Kaufman. It is now my pleasure to present Jordan Garfield-Collis Hall, President of the Student Bar Association and candidate for the degree of Juris Doctor, who will offer some remarks on behalf of the entire student community of the law school.
Thank you. We gather here today to celebrate a tremendous accomplishment. As we sit and ponder about what life has in store, we would be remiss if we didn't think about the family, friends, and loved ones who support us along the way. As we express our gratitude towards them, we think about how we intend to pay it forward, how we intend to lead the extraordinary lives that Loyola has prepared us to live. We will practice in different areas of law, but despite those differences, we should all remember the social justice mission of Loyola. Loyola has instilled in us a moral duty to not just advocate zealously, but to follow the moral arc of the universe as it bends towards justice. As attorneys, it is our duty to be the conscience of the nation. It is our duty to use our privilege to right the wrongs of the past. It is our duty to not sit by idly, but to take a stand during instances of injustice. Over the past 3 years, we have grown and matured into not just people concerned about our individual success, but the success of our colleagues. The common struggle associated with law school has forced us to come together to build a thriving community, a community that will grow once we step across the stage as alumni. As part of that community, it is important to remember to set aside our differences and unite for justice's sake. At a time when our nation is so divided, we can be thankful that the law school has brought us together and take it upon ourselves to remain united. There will be times when our moral fortitude is tested. There will be times when our faith in the justice system is tested. There will be times when we want to quit. It is during these times that we mustn't waver. We mustn't forget our core values during these struggles. Remember the values Loyola has instilled in us. Remember who you are and listen to your conscience. Never let fear guide your actions, and dare to be courageous in the face of adversity. Dare to fail, but learn from that failure and become better attorneys. We accomplished so much over the past 3 years, but none of that would have been possible without the guidance of our esteemed faculty and staff. Thank you. We are who we are today because of your efforts. Your efforts have helped shape us into the attorneys our families can be proud of. We are forever grateful for that. Y'all, we made it. All our hard work is paid off. The long hours of studying, reading, and writing weren't for nothing. It's been a long road full of highs and lows, but we're finally graduating. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jordan. I'm proud to say that our next speaker, our guest speaker, is the Honorable Sara L. Ellis, graduate of our law school. In 2013, President Obama appointed her as the United States District Court Judge for the Northern District of Illinois. In addition to her duties, Judge Ellis is a leader in the court's powerful reentry program that helps former inmates reintegrate into the community and live productive lives after they are released from prison. Born in Ontario, Canada, to Jamaican-born parents, Judge Ellis became a U.S. citizen at the age of 15. After graduating from Loyola, she worked as a staff attorney for the Federal Defender Program in Chicago. She was in private practice and served as an assistant corporation counsel for the city of Chicago. Judge Ellis is also an adjunct faculty member at Loyola School of Law, where she has taught federal criminal procedure, trial advocacy, and legal writing. In the summer of 2017, she taught a trial advocacy workshop for Loyola students at our John Felice Rome Center in Italy. She is a frequent speaker at both student and alumni events and has been a beloved mentor to aspiring lawyers. Judge Ellis has become the conscience of the court and of our community. She has a tremendous generosity of spirit. I am honored to welcome Judge Sara Ellis.
Thank you very much for that kind welcome. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, graduates. Welcome to your families, your support staff. Welcome to your guests. And thank you so much to the Loyola Law School for inviting me to speak. O me, O life, of the questions of these recurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of cities filled with the foolish, of myself forever reproaching myself, for who more foolish than I, and who more faithless? Of eyes that vainly crave the light, of the object's mean, of the struggle ever renewed, of the poor results of all, of the plotting and the sordid crowds I see around me, of the empty and useless years of the rest, with the rest, me, intertwined. The question, O me, so sad, recurring, what good amid these, O me, O life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists, and identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you will contribute a verse. That comes courtesy of Walt Whitman from The Leaves of Grass. I find comfort in this Walt Whitman poem in two ways. First, for all of you type A overachievers, you don't need to write the entire play. You're not responsible for changing the world by yourself. The powerful play goes on, written by countless individuals who are both powerful and powerless, known and unknown. You are relieved from writing the entire play, but you must contribute a verse. Second, you have an obligation to participate in the world around you. You cannot say, in the words of one of my children who will go unnamed, who when asked to join his entire family on stage in a parish play said, "Mom, a play can't happen without somebody in the audience." Well, guess what? You can't opt out. You can't sit in the audience or believe that it's somebody else's responsibility to contribute a verse. You have to do it. The play can't go on without your verse. Your verse is integral in making the play what it is. So, what will your verse be? Isn't that the question as you stand on the precipice at the next stage of your life? The not knowing the answer to that question can cause paralysis or self-doubt. But don't worry that you can't see into the future and know what your verse will be. Your verse is like creating a tapestry. Each day, and with each interaction, you are adding a thread. While you're creating this tapestry, you can't fully appreciate what you're making. It's only when you step away and get some perspective can you see the creation. Even Michelangelo didn't know how the Sistine Chapel would look upon completion. He had some idea as he began his work based on his sketches. But as he worked, his thoughts evolved, and he adapted to the unanticipated challenges he faced. For example, a lime mold infected the fresco plaster at one point, and Michelangelo had to chip away all of his work. Think about that for a second. Those of you that have gone to Rome, hopefully you've gone into the Sistine Chapel, and it is an amazing work of art. And it took him years to accomplish it. And at one point along the way, he had to chip away all of his work and start over. And he did it. He struggled with self-doubt. He thought of himself as a sculptor and dismissed any idea of being a painter. He believed that he received the commission to paint the Sistine Chapel so that the public would see him fail on a grand scale. He felt that everybody would see that he was a fraud. Nevertheless, he persisted. Through his persistence, his willingness to scrap everything and start over, and his openness to following his internal artistic and spiritual compass, the world received the gift of his genius. No one who enters the Sistine Chapel can leave without being in awe of his verse in this powerful play. As you create your verse on a daily basis, I want you to remember a few things. First, like Michelangelo, you will encounter lime mold that spreads like a bloom, and you're going to have to consider chucking it all and starting over again. So I like visual aids. This is a picture of me 24 years ago, sitting, actually standing on stage receiving my diploma, but basically sitting in your seats. And if we had spoken to this person 24 years ago, she would tell you that hopefully she would get hired at the Federal Defender's Office. And if she did, she would never, ever leave, because that was her dream job. This is what she wanted to do. And she had no idea that she would end up here at all. I wanted to stand up for those who are marginalized in our criminal justice system. And I thought that was how I would best spend my career and best use my talents and my gifts. And that I would do that as a staff attorney at the Federal Defender's Office. But life intervenes and things happen. And the reality was that I had to make a decision between standing up for my young family and making sure that things worked for our family, and standing up for my clients and making sure that I had the time and energy to dedicate to them fully. That was my version of the lime mold. And the choice that I made to leave the Federal Defender's Office through what I thought the trajectory of my career would be into chaos. And I'll tell you, it was a painful experience. But I grew as a person and as a lawyer. The opportunities that flowed from that experience started me on the path to becoming a district court judge. I couldn't see it at the time, but with experience and perspective, I can see that now. So embrace the lime mold when it comes. See it as an opportunity to reframe or refine your verse to its essence. Be open to the adventures that come in your life. Next, be aware that you're creating your verse thread by thread on a daily basis. Your verse will not be made up of grand gestures, but rather single threads that you weave every day. So recognize those daily decisions and be conscious of the impact of them. Put simply, be kind. Recognize the humanity in each other. Knowing each other's humanity, be gentle with one another. Or, to put it another way, don't be a jerk. You can be an amazing advocate and a kind person. Those daily decisions to be kind and follow the golden rule will help you create a verse of which you can be proud. When you fall short, which because you're human, you will, own your failings, make amends, and learn from them. And it's okay to remove threads that, upon reflection, don't belong in your tapestry because they take away from the beauty that you are creating. And finally, know that the Loyola legal community is here to support you, whether it's to cheer on your successes or lift you up during your struggles. We are a family at Loyola, and we are here for you. If you struggle with self-doubt or believe that you've lost your way, I want you to stop and take a minute. When you were going to decide where to go to law school, you spent a lot of time looking at various law schools and thinking about what those schools could bring to you. And in those moments where you are struggling, I want you to think about why Loyola chose you. Loyola chose each and every one of you specifically and chose you for a specific reason. I want you to think about that and reflect on those characteristics. We see those qualities in you and believe that those qualities enhance our Loyola community. So don't ever hesitate to rely on and ask for help from the members of your Loyola family. We are so proud of your accomplishments. We stand ready to cheer you on and provide refuge when you need to reset. We can't wait to see what you're going to write as your verse and how each of your contributions to the powerful play will change the world. We wish you the best of luck, and as the video said that you were maybe watching, maybe not, go out and set the world on fire. Good luck.
Thank you for those wonderful words of support and encouragement, Judge Ellis. It is now my pleasure to invite to the podium once again Jordan Garfield-Collis Hall, who will make a special presentation to the Honorable Sara Ellis.
Judge Ellis, on behalf of the graduating class of 2018, I want to thank you for the words of encouragement. Today, and we present you with a plaque as a token of our appreciation. The description reads, Loyola University Chicago School of Law, class of 2018, presents the testimonial to the Honorable Judge Sara Ellis in thanks for her words of inspiration on the occasion of their commencement, and in recognition of her distinguished career as a judge and lawyer, as a model of competence, compassion, and commitment in the service of legal profession and the public. Thank you.
Our Jesuit heritage places great value on service to humankind. One way this is expressed at the School of Law is through programs which call students to action in the service of others, particularly those less fortunate. At this point in the program, we recognize those graduates who are recipients of this year's Student Recognition Awards. Their names are listed on page 95 of your program under Leadership, Service, and Public Interest Recognition Awards. I wish to draw your attention to this page and describe the awards and their recipients. This award seeks to recognize graduates who, in addition to all else, have volunteered their expertise and significant amounts of their time without pay or academic credit in the service of the larger community. Their work has included legal assignments in understaffed government offices and nonprofit organizations, as well as non-legal projects to benefit the needy. They've worked with underprivileged students in Chicago public high schools. They have assisted incarcerated mothers to secure visitation with their children. They have assisted low-income people with their taxes, and they have served in countless other ways. We're proud that so many of our graduates here today have achieved distinction through their service to others in our clinics, through our extern program, and as volunteers. It is the rare Loyola graduate who is not deeply aware of the need to provide legal services to the poor and underprivileged. It also recognizes students for their tireless leadership and contributions to the law school community. To those who are familiar with Loyola, it should come as no surprise to learn of the extraordinary effort that has brought many of our graduates to this day. As if the demands of a legal education were not enough, many here today have chosen to do more, and so have made Loyola a better place through their extraordinary contributions to the life of the school. Among this year's recipients are people who have given extraordinary amounts of time and effort to enrich the life of the law school and build the law school community. Some others have quietly made a difference by volunteering to tutor someone in need, and then there are those who have contributed their time and effort to the law school or their fellow students, thinking that no one noticed. Each has brought a special gift to Loyola, and we're grateful for their contributions. Will this year's recipients of the Leadership, Service, and Public Interest Recognitions Awards please stand and be recognized? There we go. Congratulations, and thank you all.
Thank you, Dean Fotts. The candidates for the various degrees will now be presented by Dean Kaufman, who will make his recommendations to President Rooney, and she in turn will confer the degrees. I would like to invite President Rooney and Dean Kaufman to the podium at this time.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws now please rise? President Rooney, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law, I respectfully present the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws. The candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their degrees, and I recommend that the degrees be conferred upon them.
Candidates, upon the recommendation of the Dean of the School of Law and its faculty, and by the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois, and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of this university, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Laws for which you have been recommended. As a sign of your new academic status, please don your hoods. Congratulations, graduates.
The candidates for the degree of Master of Laws will now come forward to be recognized by name as directed by the marshals. Candidates who have not yet been taken out of their rows may be seated again. We ask that guests remain in their seats and hold your applause until the entire group has been recognized. Karen Shaw, our Director of Graduate Legal Studies, will read the names of the recipients to the degree of Master of Laws.
Receiving the degree Master of Laws, Yusuf Ayotunde Abdul Karim. Oluwasegun Adebayo. Manuel Amil. Junghyun An. Elizabeth Bose Bianami. Linos Bolberg. Nurtil Berdufi. Tamar Basil Aiya. Adrisha Boutte Swafford. Alexander Brock. Ron Chapman. Mr. Chapman's diploma will be presented to him by his father, Ronald Chapman Sr. of the LLM class of 2016. Adriana Carolina Cidri Velez. Chloe Amondine Cirillo. Patrick Daniel. Laura Darden. Allison D. Corral Vesquez. Rachel Demons. Jeraine Equajunior Itchy. Nathaniel Fitchenbaugh. William Daniel Galvin III. Michael Goldsmith. Christy Johnson. Ermias Kasey Kidani Mariam. James Jacoy Ko. Bingqua Lee. Dorcas Atieno Uma. Ricardo Javier Pabon de Glans. Emily Claire Patterson. Batato Perev Dorj. Robin Clarice Ray. Roberto Mario Rojas Capo. David Jesus Sanchez Mejia. Valentina de Sol Schindler Morgus. Kamil Shazad. Elena Soloveva. Olga Stoloskas. Scott Philip Stiefel. Erin Grace Sutton. Abdullah Tunk. Natasha Williams. Lynette Wyndham Brown. Congratulations, graduates.
Will the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor now please rise? President Rooney, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law, I respectfully present the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor. The candidates have fulfilled all of the requirements for their degrees, and I recommend the degrees be conferred upon them.
Candidates, upon the recommendation of the Dean of the School of Law and its faculty, and by the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois, and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of this university, I confer upon you the degree of Juris Doctor for which you have been recommended. As a sign of your new academic status, please don your hoods. Congratulations, graduates!
The candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor will now come forward to be recognized by name as directed by the marshals. Candidates who have not yet been taken out of their rows may be seated again. We ask that guests remain in their seats and hold your applause until the entire group has been recognized. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dean Mary Ann Deagle, Assistant Dean for Career Services, and Jean Gaspardo, Assistant Dean for Student Services, who will read the names of the recipients of the degree for Juris Doctor.
Emily Therese Ancona. Elise Anderson. Jeremy Paul Ard. Jillian Blake Barbineau. Receiving the, Mr. Barnett's diploma will be presented by her cousin, Erin Dine, of the class of 2017, Mallory R. Barnett. Lauren N. Batterham. Catherine Marie Bennett. Lisa A. Bezendorfer. Blair Monet Bitove. Ms. Bitove's diploma will be presented by her brother, Brett Bitove, of the class of 2017. Anne Marie Bellaporti. Ellen Marie Bone. David Patrick Brankin. Randy Lee Brill. Christine Bulgowski. Andrea Jameson Calvert. Mary Carlson. Matthew R. Chase. Christina Ray Chapman. Priscilla Renee Chapman. Michael Coscienmiglio. Andrew Joseph Coleman. Samuel T. Crowley. Ariel M. Coates. Tori John Darren. Mackenzie B. Bernard Day. Catherine S. DeBell. Robert Thomas DeMarco IV. Justin Bruner Dempsey. David Allen DeSherper. Britt R. Devaney. Jacqueline Nicole Diaz. Ethan Douglas Domston. Jordan Duggan Donley. Hannah Flora Drury. Richard Cole Eastman. Wafik Elafi Fini. Gregory Maluyo Emery. Meredith Emily Eng. Michael Hansen Fabry. Mr. Fabry's diploma will be presented by his father, Professor Thomas Haney. William Douglas Fisher. Catherine Marguerite Fisher. Stephen Anthony Fleischer. Jennifer Leigh Flood. Nicole Gowden. Constantine Gravirilos. Matthew Jared Gilbert. Ryan James Gillespie. Matthew T. Galvrich. Simon J. Gottlieb. Taylor Manuel Gray. Connor Patrick Grealish. Sarah Elizabeth Gregory. Ama Jima. Kelly Elizabeth Hall. Jordan Hall. Mary Lynn Byrne Hanahan. Megan L. Harkins. Anas Kashrel Holland Rudd. Emily M. Holpert. Benjamin David Horowitz. Brian Kelly Hoff. Alyssa Christina Hughes. Alexis Levy Jablon. Elizabeth J. Yan. Thaddeus Montcalm Jones. Peter Kalenic Jr. Colleen Marie Calm. Carolyn Ann Kegg. Kevin Christopher Kirk. Jacqueline Christine Cofort. Adam J. Koszewski. Michael James Kraft. Matthew T. Krasinski. Amy M. Lang. Matthew J. Larkin. Mr. Larkin's diploma will be presented by his father, Jerome Larkin, of the class of 1978. Ji-Wan Lee. Alexandra A. Lair. Miss Lair's diploma will be presented by her sister, Jessica Lair, of the class of 2013. Taylor A. Litke.
Mary Beth McLeod. Kevin Major. Ariana Maloney. Lisa Manrique. Spiros Dimitrios Mantzoros. John Paul Martin. Mahmoud Mataria. Benjamin Patrick Mayers. Hillary Elizabeth Maynard. Samuel J. McGee. Emma Catherine McMullen. Helena D. Metcalf. Melitza A. Meyer. Kellen Ray Machuda. Clayton M. Mishka. Arthur Emery Mitchell. Jalen Mitchell. Zishan Mohammed. Bryn Renee Morningstar. Abdul Yani Maunamani. John G. Munyon. Megan Lorraine Murphy. James Patrick Naughton. Corinne Noel Nerzwicki. William F. Norman. Claire Ellen O'Connor. David M. O'Donnell. Patrick John O'Neill. Kathleen Margaret O'Rourke. Nana Okosua Otutua Amoa. Amanda Sarah Palmer. Lauren Elizabeth Park. Jessica Dawn Parsons. Kevin A. Pasiak. Bertie K. Patel. Payal Jenny Patel. Trupti K. Patel. Dwayne A. Paul. Joanna Maria Palauska. Brittany R. Pennycook. Anna Kate Paraki. Daniel Joseph Petrosky. Corinne Four. Stephen J. Phillips. Mr. Phillips' diploma will be presented by his father, Stephen D. Phillips, of the class of 1985. Marissa Nicolette Pinto. Benjamin Robert Poor. Lori Z. Probasco. Shankar Anand Ramesh. Brittany Lucinda Ritas. Sean A. Ryder. Nicholas Rizzo. Alexis R. Rosati. Colin J. Rosenbaum. Jeremy M. Rosenfeld. Jessica Royal. Christine Victoria Rule. Lauren DeJean Rushing. William Joseph Ryan. Grecia M. Sains. Elena Frances Rose Sakalaris. Caitlin T. Salisbury. Samantha A. Salvi. Ms. Salvi's diploma will be presented by her father, Michael Salvi, of the LLM class of 2016. Somia V. Sastry. Melody Saval. Katerina Savick. Thomas John Kopczynski Schick. Evan Paul Schragi. Kimberly Kristen C. Natasha Rose Serafin. Talia Danielle Schifrin. Michael R. Simonet. Abra Slavinsky. Miriam T. Smith. Shelby Smith. Chloe Lynn Summers. Sarah Elizabeth Stewart. Joseph Frank Suero III. Olivia Elizabeth Sullivan. Demetrios John Zvigos. George H. Sweeney. Andrew James Silora. Dana Vilas Tellefson. Adrian A. Testa. Alexander M. Thompson. Nada Talui. Catherine Baker Trucco. Ms. Trucco's diploma will be presented by her mother, Kimberly Baker Trucco, of the name of the class of 1987. Emily M. Tullock. Edmund James Terrell. Mr. Terrell's diploma will be presented by his father, James Terrell, of the class of 1985. His great-grandfather was a member of Loyola's class of 1925. Grace L. Urban. John Van. Matthew Jade James Wager. Elizabeth W. Wachowski. Benjamin Timothy Weber. Kara A. Wenzel. Andrew Joseph White. Andrew Whittick. Mr. Whittick's diploma will be presented by his father, Andrew Whittick, of the class of 1988. Christina Yackel. Marina Rasmussen Yarnoff. Rosalie Yorks. Christopher Michael Zarek. Congratulations, graduates.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Jurisprudence now please rise? President Rooney, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law, I respectfully present the candidates for the degree of Master of Jurisprudence. The candidates have fulfilled all of the requirements for their degrees, and I recommend the degrees be conferred upon them.
Candidates, upon the recommendation of the Dean of the School of Law and its faculty, and by the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois, and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of this university, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Jurisprudence for which you have been recommended. As a sign of your new academic status, please don your hoods. Congratulations, graduates.
The candidates for the degree of Master of Jurisprudence will now come forward to be recognized by name as directed by the marshals. Candidates who have not yet been taken out of their rows may be seated again. Guests, please remain in your seats and hold your applause until the entire degree group has been recognized. Karen Shaw will read the names of the recipients of the degree of Master of Jurisprudence.
Receiving the degree Master of Jurisprudence, Vivian O. Adelagan, Agnes Asili, Anastasia Baktoy Arova, Kylie Barber, Lynn Bartling, Elias Benu, Brittany Berry, Nancy K. Blackwell, Susan Bond, Dominique Brown, Erin Byers, Brianna Marie Chone, Cynthia Coombs, Christina Driscoll, Layla Elgondas, Jennifer Emery, Lasanta Emery, Alicia Figueroa, Lindsay Gillespie, Jeannie Green, Joseph Gretzenberger, Meredith Roxanne Harper, Judy Hartstein, Amanda Medill Hodge, Latoya Jackson, Michael Victor Johnson, Kendra Jones, Amy Lee, Sarah Lerner, Janine Lettier, Ariel D. Liddell, Yasmin Barbara Lodge, Stephen Elvis Makule, Julianne Martin, Joseph Messina, Brian Majani, Brian C. McCarthy Jr., Kiana Christie Muse, Josephine Ihuma Welugo, Christine Odell, Anne Panicula Gara, Jin Park, Jamie Pinkham, Myrna Plains, Mary D. Richards, Rebecca Roberts, Marcella Rosenberg, Sarah Steen, Lishay Suku, Jenny Elizabeth Thompson, Maria Villaverde, Leroy Williams, Megan Maria Williams. Linda Beth Zekas. Congratulations, graduates.
Family and friends, it is my privilege to introduce you to the class of 2018. Following the closing blessing, please join the graduates for a reception on the West Quad. We ask that you remain in your seats until all the graduates have exited the auditorium. It is now my privilege to welcome back Dr. Joanne Rooney, President of Loyola University Chicago, to offer a few final remarks and give a closing blessing.
Graduates, take that in for a minute. That sounds great, doesn't it? Today, you join a long line of world changers. The 480-year-old Jesuit mission of St. Ignatius of Loyola. In 16th century Europe, Ignatius and his colleagues committed together to propagating a faith that embraced art and science, reason and rhetoric with God and justice. The world-shaking mission created a model that focused on developing good students and good people. This system of learning balanced research and study, contemplation and conversation with active engagement in the world. That should sound quite familiar, very much like your experience in law school. For Ignatius, grounding the Jesuit mission in education was the most effective way to bring good into the larger world. He believed that the potential of education to also build good character, in essence, developing the whole person. Educating the whole person is necessary for supporting an engaged and good society. Today, we call this civil discourse. It is at the heart of our legal system and at the heart of Jesuit pedagogy. Your legal education will help you make a good living. However, it is your Jesuit legal education that will help you make a good life. As women and men for others, you take with you today not just new levels of expertise, but a method of learning, a moral compass, a passion for justice that will make a difference. There has never been a greater need for this methodology, this type of leadership, this compass, and this passion. When rancor seems to outshout reason, your Jesuit education provides a bias toward open-mindedness and the tools of continuous learning and thoughtful discourse inlaid with a respect for individual dignity. The very nature of working in the law demands these qualities today more than ever. In a sense, law is analogous to the Jesuit method, an intellectual and intuitive search to balance individual and common destiny, a striving to understand and influence structures and policies that shape or distort equity, an ability to balance reason with a rage for justice. Today, we celebrate what you have accomplished here at Loyola, and we eagerly anticipate with hope what is yet to come. You will go forth to work with individuals, families, nonprofits, and corporations. You will advocate for individual and collective justice. You will help neighbors and community members address urgent needs and meet basic needs and issues. You will help individuals and neighbors, neighborhoods as well, tell their stories, guiding them to safety, stability, equity, and justice. Today, with the deepest respect and our heartfelt hope, we honor and celebrate you, our graduates, leaders who will go forth and do well in a multitude of ways, but united in a common commitment to serving others and building a better world for all. Before you go, I would like to offer one final gesture of respect and gratitude. Graduates of the School of Law at Loyola University, Chicago, I tip my hat to you. Congratulations. Now, graduates, we're going to ask you to remain seated just for a few more moments. Everyone else, please stand if you are able and extend your hands over our graduates for a final blessing and a wonderful tradition we have here at Loyola University, Chicago. The blessing is located on the last page of the program book and will also be displayed on the screens. May God bless you and sustain you on this, your graduation day. May the Creator of this vast universe keep you safe as you go forth from this place that has nourished your mind and your soul. May the Almighty look down upon you and give you success in all your endeavors, courage in all your struggles and challenges, understanding in all that is new to you, wisdom to choose what is right and do what is good, perseverance in all you undertake, serenity and peace in the knowledge that you are not alone, that you are loved. May the Lord of all look kindly upon you this day and forever. Amen. And congratulations, graduates.
Amen.